seconds left. 3 seconds left. We down two. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? You already know. You already know. Rushing for three. We gon' let it go. We gon' let it go. Let's go. Knicks win. Yo, this a Knicks channel with a little Spurs too. What you expect family to do? And I've been told y'all what Castle was gonna do. Now we cover NFL boxing and some hip hop. Hit the notification so you can know when it drop.
It's your boy, man, Hardwell, back in the building with another episode for the love of the game. We excited to be here. We haven't been here in a while. My co-host, Christina Stats, in the building. What's good, Chris? What's
Salutations. Everything is well. Thank you for asking. It's been an eventful week, past week, but we here. Feeling great.
Facts. Congratulations to Chloe.
Thank you.
We both been
Thank
busy,
you.
but congrats to Chloe.
Thank you.
This is a big chapter. I know you're very excited.
I am.
Yeah. Pictures, I seen the pictures. Very nice.
Thank you.
Great job, Mom.
Thank you.
So we're gonna jump right into it. We haven't been online for a couple games. And Daniel Berry, salute. See, I came to your page and subscribed, and you made me a moderator. I appreciate that. Shout out Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. Make sure y'all go over there and check him out. Show him some love, man. Tell him Hardwell sent you. You heard? Word. But yeah, we haven't been here for a couple of games, and we didn't really get a chance to celebrate what really we had going on with the Knicks, the city, everything. So we're going to talk about all that and catch up to where we are. Chris, what you think about, since I said we haven't really been here, right? We ain't going to go too far back, but we're going to talk about yesterday's game. But since we haven't did a show, what do you feel about your Knicks and the city, the energy? What's your take on it? After the first 2 games with the Spurs that they won in San Antonio. That's really what we never got a chance to speak upon.
Okay. Well, I'll say this. Brunson is still looking like Brunson, but Wemby is starting to look like Wemby. So I feel like there was Spurs just came out last night with a different type of energy. They were very aggressive, which is what I said the last time we were on. Much respect to that team. Castle was getting busy last night. Wemby, I think he had over 30 points. So they're starting to look like what they've looked like before. And like I said, Brunson is still Brunson, but I see little things that I feel that he should modify, such as moving the ball around. And you know how I feel about that, Will. That was something that we were seeing pre-playoffs. And, we know that it never really ends well when they do that.
Right.
So I feel like, listen, in all fairness, the finals are hard. They're hard. It was a very, very physical game. I have a lot of feelings on that, like with the refs and stuff like that. And I wanted to just give a take and say that this is confirmed, by the way, from Reuters and CBS Sports, that the NBA is reviewing the Wemby shove on Brunson for a possible flagrant foul. They admit that they missed that call. So that's verified. So, but it's all what I expected. Did I expect for the Knicks to sweep the Spurs? No, I did not. I never once believed that. Not taking anything away from my guys, but I just did not expect that. Like I said, the Spurs are looking like the Spurs. But I also said the last time that I said in a comment, I believe, that grown man strength is different from kid strength. And listen, no disrespect to those guys. For them to be that young, 21, 22, 23, 24, in the finals, amazing. I'm never going to disrespect them. But I feel like this will help the Knicks actually, because they needed to see the Spurs at this intensity. Now they understand, okay, we need to tighten up because y'all lost at the Garden last night.
Right.
So I think that, that created a lot of discord with people, and I'm not trying to, that doesn't have anything to do with this bad behavior of these people. But, I think that we needed that wake up call. Even Mikal Bridges said, they came out looking different. They came out looking stronger.
I mean, do you think you said Mikal Bridges said that?
Yeah.
Do you think he have a right to say that if he played 28 minutes and had 2 points?
2 points.
No, I'm just saying, like, I don't think he should have said anything, because can't nobody stop you. Like, Alvarado had 2 points. I'm just saying, like, let's just be clear. Like,
I hear you.
I don't want to hear nothing. And then when you can't score in this team, right? You have to find other things to do to contribute. That's what I said before. Right? Fine. Bridges had a great game, and this is what me and my boy talked about. Bridges had a great game in San Antonio. When I saw the stats, it was Towns, Brunson, Bridges, 20, 20, 20. I said, they got to leave Bridges alone, right?
Yeah.
So when I talked about it today, I said, it's easy to punch on people when your friends is already punching on people, right? But when your friends is getting beat up, are you going to pull out a weapon and defend them? Because that's what it really boiled down to. Now, if you fighting and we all fighting, then it's easy for me to throw punches with y'all. But if y'all getting beat up, like yesterday, they was getting beat up. This is when we need Bridges to have those kind of games. Not saying we don't appreciate the 20-point game, because they won that game, and obviously they needed those points because every game was really close. It was decided by the last shot or a couple plays before the very end. If Wemby could have won the game at the last shot in San Antonio, how could anyone look at it like it still wasn't going to be a good series? Because whenever you can win by a ball bounce, we always talk about that. That's the same thing. He always make that little pull-up jump shot because he makes his free throws. So he's used to, and now he activating himself by going inside, either getting fouled or getting to the line, seeing the ball go in, that's how you activate yourself, and then he starts to make them little pull-ups. So my point is, if he makes that pull-up, the Spurs win by 1. If I lose by 1, I'm not really feeling like I'm out of the series.
Right.
Unless they really kick our butts. So I never felt like it was going to be, like you said, a sweep. Even before the games, I didn't. But when I saw how the Knicks came out, it made me feel like the Knicks could win, right? But it never made me change my mind that the Spurs wasn't going to get a win, because the way the game was decided was by a basket or a couple plays to decide the game before the end. So I never really looked at it like that. And one more thing I want to say about what you mentioned, the fouls. The fouls look different because the Knicks got in the penalty early. Now, this is a good conversation. You see how you mentioned them going to bring up the footage of Wemby hitting Brunson? And they could look at that. They could see, right? So you see how we got YouTube videos and everybody's making content and all the footage we could pause and slow down. So we're never going to see blatant stuff and the refs just miss it. Like I asked you earlier backstage, when Wemby had Cat's arm, if we watching a live game, there's no way you could see that.
That's
the ref
fair.
missed it. So when they slowed it down and showed it, nobody knew it. We just seen it on footage, right? Cool. But they nitpicking on what the Spurs did. But that just proved that they both was doing these kind of things. Right? Another great point. Brunson, he stood there to draw a charge. Castle runs to the rim and dunks it back down off of misses on a regular basis. So when a player's charging the rim from the baseline, right, and you stay there, you have to expect the impact. Now, once you're drawing a charge, meaning you froze your body to get the contact, it's nowhere near a dirty play. Now, if somebody just run and you won't got nothing and they run you over and you don't stand still, then that's a different type of play. That's you drawing a charge, sacrificing your own body like you always do. He always does that. Credit to him. He got the charge. I'm just talking about the when people bring up the calls, I'm pointing out certain things that I noticed. Yeah, they miss calls on both sides. That happens, right? But did anything happen that I never seen before? No. Only thing, like I told you, was the Dylan Harper thing where Dylan Harper walked on the court, right? But I seen a show where an official today spoke about it. The official said that they were it was confusion going on at the table because Mitch Johnson tried to call a timeout to buy time so his team could look at the footage to see if he was going to challenge the call. The refs didn't do a good job at telling him not to enter the game. That was the responsibility that they took, not me. I'm not making that up. They said that one of the head referees was on the show and he said that. They look at the game after the game, and just like you spoke of. So with that being said, that's how that goes. That's pretty much how that goes. Like, and if they do that to Wemby, then fine. I mean, he hit him. And everything I say is not to, I don't know how to say this. It's just what I seen. It's not justification, right?
Okay.
Like, did you see that his jersey was grabbed when that happened?
I did not.
That's what I mean. Everybody can't see everything. So when you see everything on an angle, then that's how it go. We can't. You could say they missed some calls for the Knicks that they didn't miss for the Spurs. You could say that.
Because that's what I was going to say.
That's fair to say. Nobody can tell nobody they can't say that they should have called the same way. But the problem is that when you have a certain amount of fouls, right? Say like you on this team and you already close to being in a bonus, right?
Right.
It's your responsibility to be more careful on defense. Like, I can give you a perfect example. Castle be in foul trouble a lot.
Yes, he does.
Because he plays really aggressive. Yesterday, he made sure he kept his hands off of Brunson when he was sliding his feet. So it's little adjustments that teams got to make. If the refs keep calling on you, you can't keep putting your hands on somebody when they dribbling or pushing them or whatever. So I just feel like if you get in a bonus, you got to try to if you say, oh, we 2 fouls away from the bonus, we got to try to play good, better, smarter defense. But we know the Knicks don't really – they make a lot of bad fouls. Like before this, look, I got a great way to show you. Put this aside. When we talked about the Knicks, all these shows, what did I say? Towns got to stop making bad this.
Yes.
They got to stop making bad fouls. So this is not nothing new. Let's not act like now because we in this situation we got amnesia. This is what we do. Not me, though. I've been a fan too long to be like that. I'm not going to be like that. That don't make sense. I'm going to say what I see in my opinion, to be fair.
Me as well. Honestly, no. Is the wheel being reinvented? No. But I did see something that was disturbing to me. And again, to what you said, it does depend on vantage points and things like that. So, like, I'm looking at it from the way that they show it. To me, the flagrant that was called on Brunson, I don't understand that.
Flagrant?
I don't. Yeah.
Which one?
The one that was called on him. It was his only one that he had that night.
What had happened though? Can you refresh my memory?
So
what happened?
um, I'm sorry, I forget who it was who
It's okay.
ran into. He didn't run into him. He bumped him, and he went up. And when he came
Oh, I know
down,
what you're talking about.
you know,
Yeah, that
talking
was
about
a
so he
flagrant. That is,
so
Chris.
so from my vantage point, I couldn't understand it, and I watched it so
Let me
many
explain
times
it to you.
today.
Yeah, no. It's not about watching it. You got to understand that they made a rule. If you jump and you
Uh-huh.
land in my landing space,
That's a
it's
flagrant.
a foul. That's
Okay.
why it's not a regular foul. It's a flagrant because in the NBA, somebody's ankle got broken like that. I think it was Kawhi Leonard or somebody and took him out of the playoffs or something like that. So they made a whole rule for that. That's not just they just calling that on Brunson or they just this is a rule that when I shoot a three, right, and you jump in the air at my three, right, you
Uh-huh.
can't land in my landing space. Meaning that circle where my feet is, where I land, you
Yeah, I
can't
understand what you're
land.
saying.
So that's why if that was the case, they would have gave him a regular foul. You see what I'm trying to say? But it was a flagrant because they made a rule that if you're gonna lunge and jump in the air and try to block a three, you have to control your land. And that's why if you land right and you don't touch by their feet and they can land and your feet's not under, like his whole foot went on the back of dude's leg on that play. So
Yeah, he went
automatically that's a foul. Right.
onto
That's
Brunson's
a
leg.
foul.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
once you leave your feet,
Uh-huh.
you're in the wrong if you make contact.
Okay. Thank you for letting me know that. I
Shout
wasn't
out the
aware of that.
prophet mentality. If you're gonna say something, I want to read it right. You said, "Oh, what this." I mean, I want to post what you saying, but you saying one thing. That was a flagrant, but Wimby can't mush the floor. I mean, he can't. He did. I mean,
But
if the
like I
refs
was
look, if
I'm
the refs
sorry,
gonna
Will.
flagrant him, I think he deserves the flagrant if they're gonna give it to him.
That's what I was
That's
saying
it.
to
That's not
Will
something to
earlier.
drag. You know, see,
We
this is the thing.
they're
Big
gonna give him
guys,
the flagrant.
look, even Shaq said it. Small guys aggravate taller guys. Wimby's dealing with that all game. He pushed Brunson. That's basketball. I don't think he tried to hurt him. I mean, he shouldn't have did it though. I'm
No,
not
I
trying
don't
to
think
make
you
an
tried to hurt
excuse
him.
for him.
No,
I don't
no.
think he should have
But
did it. But
I thought it was
I mean, to
distasteful
me,
too.
it
But
just proves the point of what we said. I never really been in a gym or even though there's professional ball, but you don't let high school kids punk you, right? You don't let high school kids
correct.
come on the court and punk you. So I don't want to hear a lot of that type because that's what it feels like when you start to say that oh they foul and all that. Yo, these kids been in the NBA for 1, 2, and 3 years. They don't know how to professionally Debo you yet. Like it's some teams back in the days that been there that know how to bully Debo. They don't know how to do that yet. I got a good example, and then I'm gonna move off of this part. They played against the NBA champions before they met the Knicks and beat the NBA champions and the back-to-back MVP. And I don't know how people just try to tap dance over that like that means nothing. But fine, it's fine. But that's what they did. And they seen what real intensity is like against a championship team who is OKC. And people didn't expect OKC to win, but they had to do something right in order to win. So they rostered it and make us say, oh, OKC's going to win. Get what I'm saying, Chris? They had to go out
Yeah,
there and
I do.
play, bring physicality, have talent, and win it. And they did. So the Spurs come out of nowhere the same way and beat them. They picked that physicality up from OKC and Minnesota because it was tough to get through the West. I think the West always been a little more competitive than the East. And this season, it definitely looked like that to me. The East didn't have their stuff together to me. San Antonio did own them all season, but if it goes to 7, right? Anybody could win when you roll the ball out. You can't say it's not surprising if somebody beats somebody all season. To me, my opinion, anybody can foul they want. I'm just saying, it's just like right now, the Knicks beat the Spurs. You think that's going to factor in? They beat them in the cup, and they beat them a couple times in the regular season. You think the Spurs care about that, right? No, they don't. It's in the back of their mind, but they want to prove that they can't beat them. And OKC to take the Spurs to 7, yeah, OKC had their number all year. But to take them to 7, I think either one of them teams could have won. And anybody is a fan of a team, if your team go to 7, you got to just salute. They gave their best, and we lost in 7, and we'll try again next year. They didn't have a bad season. They came out of the Western Conference and lost in 7. They had a lot of injuries, right? So my point is, OKC still could have won, even though they lost to the Spurs throughout the regular season, just like San Antonio could still win right now, and the Knicks had an advantage against the Spurs throughout the regular season, and they beat them in the cup as well. So, to me, playoff basketball is different than regular season basketball is. The intensity rises, everything changes. So, I just think that's a difference. So, moving right along. Yeah, this is the last question. This is the last thing I'm going to say about that. It means they know how to beat them, and they beat them. But I'm telling you, Prophet, if it's a game 7, if you watch that game, and a couple of the OKC players got hurt in that series. I know that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's different. That's all I'm saying, bro. And the last point I'm going to make, a couple players on OKC got hurt that really contributes. Williams, Ajay Mitchell. So without those guys, I think that helped the Spurs a little bit. And you don't know how the series could have went. So I'm just making those points to show you how those regular season games didn't really matter. It mattered when in the playoffs and people got hurt, because that's why your body don't withstand the long run. It's about your body. But, all right, moving right along. All right, Chris. Let's talk about some of the things that we talked about backstage, why the Knicks lost this game. The Knicks lost this game because what you mentioned earlier. We talked about this on the show all the time when you started saying why they don't play more together. And I said to you, Chris, the Knicks been doing good. Why would we fix something that's not broke? Right?
Right.
But it was something wrong. It looked bad. I said that too to you, but I just felt like it couldn't be fixed because of the reason of Brunson and everything. And then after a few more games with, I think, the Hawks, then all of a sudden we see Towns high post and Brunson without the ball and a whole bunch of other stuff going on.
Yep.
And I didn't tell you this backstage. I want to tell you this now. This is very interesting. So ESPN reported that Towns was running for MVP of the finals after 2 games.
You know what? I heard that.
A little birdie told me, told me that Brunson want that MVP. That's why they reverted back to that type of play that we're speaking of that wasn't working because Towns was actually doing really, really well. I meant to tell you that backstage, but I wanted to say the juicy stuff to see your face in live action. No, this is what ESPN – look, ESPN reported that Towns was leading for the finals MVP. Now, you got to understand. You see how Jalen Brunson Pops ran to the other side when Fox got in his face?
Yep.
It's like you can't have your parent on the team coaching because he going to want to fight. He going to want to fight for you. It's believable, right, Pop? Look, my mic
Fix your
is
mic.
good. Is it good now? I didn't even do anything.
I think you talk
It's
to me.
better?
Go on.
You can't hear me at all? Nah, my mic is working. It
You
must
trying
be
to
your
come back?
ears.
Oh, let me check myself.
Nah, my mic is working. Yo,
Excuse me.
chat. You can hear me loud and clear, chat?
You starting to come back? Come on.
Nah, my mic is good. You was just hearing it. I think the internet connection. It was going in and out slightly. Hold on, let me see if the chat. Yeah, nah, my mic is good,
just
Chris.
cutting off.
Thanks, Prophet.
Excuse me,
don't
guys.
worry about that, Chris. That's little internet connection. But what I was saying to you was, you can hear me now, right?
You coming in and then you jumping out. You coming in, then you jumping out.
That's your side, though. I'm loud and clear to the
Oh,
audience.
yeah. You can hear. I can't hear you, Will. I can't hear my guy.
That's you. Go out and come back, Chris.
I got you. You here?
All right, cool. So
Sorry
what I
about
was
that.
saying was, yeah, no problem. So I believe it. I was talking to my boy about the same thing. Now we good now because it was on her end. That's what I mean, Chris. Remember we talked about that before. So when I see my light, it's your hearing. Maybe you lost your hearing for your earpiece. So this the thing. It say you breaking up.
I'm breaking
All right, you
down.
good now though. Not a little
Okay.
bit. Nah, you fine.
Oh Lord. Okay. I'm good.
Nah, it's fine. It was going in and out for the connection, I think, and that's what made you hear that.
Okay.
But listen, this is the problem.
Mhm.
I don't want to put that on Big Body Brunson. But it's believable, like he said. Like Prophet said,
You don't
it's
want to put
believable.
the notion that of what you said? Okay. Just want to make sure I'm
Because that's
understanding.
nasty work, Chris.
Yes, it is. I'm trying to hold my mule, but I don't like to think that that's where we are at this point. That should not be priority. And I mean,
Good looking, Prophet.
me as a Knicks fan, I could not imagine having this type of contention between two Knicks, and y'all are changing plays right now in the finals to where it can affect whether or not we get the chip. That is diabolical, but it's understandable, like Prophet said, and like what you
It's
said,
believable, yeah.
but it's not a good look. Like, and you know, I know that you have your sources and stuff, and I believe you 100%.
No. Let me say this now. I didn't say a source like that. No.
Okay.
I was on ESPN, right?
Sorry, it was
And
ESPN.
right, and one of my
Because I
peoples,
heard
we
it
talked
too.
about it. Yeah, but when I heard it, I'm like, hold on, is that why the play switched? Cause you the one that me and you talked about the place to switch. I didn't think the play switch was gonna, I didn't think it was gonna work. You know why? Because to me, it's weird how it works, but it's genius. It's genius. But this is the problem for Brunson.
Mhm.
It takes the ball out of his hand. Right, and I'm a point guard, so I know what that means. Look, when you have the ball, and even if you see somebody and you still shoot, like, and you make the shot, they don't care. So it's gonna be the same thing for the other player with the ball.
Uh-huh.
So he still want his power. Now, is it all about the MVP? If it is, then I
We're
think
in
it's
trouble.
nasty work.
Me too.
Now,
I'm sorry. I could go on about this. I don't want to do that. I don't want to rant. I'm sorry. Please go ahead.
I mean, we'll see if it's true or not. Now, what he would have to do is follow what the team is telling him to do now as far as game plan, right? And off of the game plan, he would have to still play very good basketball. And I think that if he just did that, basketball guards alone he'll get it. Because it's still a long series. And
You talking
Towns
about
is
Brunson?
good. Yeah, Towns is good. He had to start it off with a better series than Brunson. But
He
the
did.
reason why, let me tell you why. Because they reverted back. If they don't revert back, he's not going to be having as much as a problem. He's exhausted himself with dribbles. All right, let's look at a little bit. We got 30 minutes left. Let's look at a little bit.
Game 1 and game 2. But to go 24 free throw attempts in a second half, that's 48 for the game if you think about it the way that they called that second half. Compared to 8, all the shots we took, we got fouled 4 times, roughly, for 8 free throw attempts. Again, I don't complain much. I never thought I'd see that in an NBA Finals game. And I saw it tonight. That's tough to overcome when you're playing against a great team. Having said that, again, San Antonio won the game. I'm giving their head coach and their players a lot of credit. Wemby played great. Stephen Castle played great. I'd go down the line. Fox hit a big shot late. But as a team, if you take away the fouls and the free throws that should have, in my opinion, been a little bit more even. Again, maybe we fouled that many times, but they fouled too. And it's not shown at the end of the day on this box score. Besides that, that's separate. Besides that, I thought that San Antonio.
Look, Knicks fans love that shit. You see what he said? Facts, Mike Brown.
They hit first at the beginning of the game, and they hit first at halftime. They hit first at the beginning of the game, and they hit first at halftime.
So this is my point, Chris. Soon as he start, he say how great they was. After he say what he say about that, then he say they hit first and they hit at halftime.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, which one is it, bro? Like, what I mean by that is, Chris, if we get a refs 2 bad fouls out of 5, 3 bad fouls out of 5, right, Chris? Whatever we decide to say, just say hypothetically, right?
Mm-hmm.
The fouls that put them in the bonus was fouls that they made. Just like the one you thought wasn't a foul because I had to break the rule down to you, right? That's a foul. Mm-hmm. It's a bad jump. You jumping, Brunson, you jumping at Champagne's jump shot. Cool. It's no big deal, though, but we just pointing them out. Give them whatever fouls extra, right? What about the fouls that the team made to put them in the bonus? Does that mean anything? Does anybody have to take any accountability? This is why I'm pointing it out after he said they punched us in the first quarter. They punched us in the third quarter. Damn, well then, it was already about to knock you out, bro. I'm just saying, you came back down.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Took the lead. No, I'm saying, you saying that you came out and punched us in the mouth.
Yeah.
You punched us in the mouth in the third quarter. So basically, he's giving them credit for winning the game, but he's speaking on the discrepancy of the calls. So he's trying not to outweigh his discrepancy and take credit away from the Spurs. That's why I said, damn, how many punches they got? So then you might as well not say nothing, because at the end of the day, they didn't call all the calls bad to make the Knicks lose, and vice versa. That's why I said, when whoever team lose that you voting for, you have to look at it like that, with that type of lens. You can't look at it. See, it's too personal, and I think it put me in a position where I'm not going to let it be personal for me like that. Yeah, I'm a Knicks fan, but I think, and it's a good time to get to this and say this, I think a lot of fans aren't Knicks fans. A lot of them are Brooklyn Nets fans. A lot of them are coming out of nowhere fighting outside the arena. Knicks fans that paid their money and supported the Knicks when the Knicks was trash, why would they want to fight now and do all this stupid stuff when we said they had patience for all this time? So basically, we got a bunch of fake fans that's joining the Knicks and making a big deal over stuff that's not even our fan base. They fighting, chasing people with jerseys and all that.
I can agree with that.
That's not real Knicks fans.
I could.
So
that's
real
just
how
fans.
I feel about and what made me say that now, Chris, not to just jump to that, it was because of that's the same way people have is nitpicking on things that they always see in a basketball game if it don't work out in their way. It's like, what did you see yesterday that you never saw before?
For me, if you're asking me,
Wemby slapping him down. Don't say you never saw that, because I saw that before. We seen that type of. It's been really worse than that. Anthony Mason and them used to fight.
Right. So
Oakley,
we gotta take that into account, right? But if you asking me, yes, I have seen that before. It's like, I promise you, I'm not trying to reinvent.
Is it right? No, it's not right. So I'm not saying it's right.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. And you said that. You said that it wasn't right. But like I said earlier, I think that what is happening is like we've been on the winning streak, and let's just acknowledge that we were on a 13 win winning streak. So, all right,
Right.
last night Spurs broke it, cut it for us. Fine. That is not something that is unfathomable. Like I never thought that the Knicks were going to sweep them. I didn't. So that makes sense. I just think that there was just like a lot of physicality, and for me, I was like, this gentleman, Tony
Clock turned back to
Brothers,
2019.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, it, like it looks like you're not evaluating it, but then you brought up a great point, Will, and I'm glad that you did that because you opened up my eyes and you changed my perspective. And you're like, Chris, if it's you and you're the ref and you only got 2 eyes and you got to watch these 10 guys, are you going to catch everything? And, I would imagine I probably wouldn't. We're all humans. But
Mm-hmm.
bottom line is that it was just a very, very physical game. But in all fairness, the finals are hard. The finals, and what you said earlier about those young men, they're not as tailored as the Knicks are. So what I expected, sure, did I expect to see the grit and but the Spurs became the Spurs last night. And again, I don't like what you were saying earlier about how they reverted back to the old ways. I think we need to go back because that was when we were on that winning streak in all fairness. And if I'm lying, I'm flying. So
Right.
that was what we saw. So in the grand scheme of things, it's a contact sport. Uh it's like you said, I don't want to repeat myself. It just was very physical. And the Spurs
Mm-hmm.
showed up like Wimby became like that alien that they, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I mean? Because
Right.
Cat, I I wish I knew how many
That's
minutes he
another thing.
had.
Why Cat didn't show up and not no slight to him, but he didn't do
Uh-huh.
anything in the fourth quarter. So what is that? Like, what does that even mean? Like, what is
But it
that about?
what you said, is it what you said earlier about, the
Right, but
MVP?
even if those things have any truth, or it's just an assumption, right?
Uh-huh.
That's the outside world, right?
Right, right.
Why in the real world of the game he don't really score in the fourth quarter? I don't think that has nothing to do with that. That's just a problem for me. I don't understand
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
why, because if he just came from the conversation of him being Finals MVP last game, how did he just not even get the ball in the fourth quarter? Now, who do we blame for that? Mike Brown is the coach. I think everybody is trying to find ways to give him credit for doing what he did. Fine. We gave him credit. Now you have to point out where you see something. He is the type of coach to me where he's going to try to be too cool. These guys are grown, but they need somebody who going to just tell them this is what it is and this is what it is. That's it. There's no in between. And to me, he comes across as the guy that want to tell you something, but he's saying it. You know what I mean? And it's not.
Yeah.
So my thing is, if I'm the coach, Town should be da da da. Nah, get it. In the fourth quarter, we need him. He could take over that whole game. They had Castle on him, and then he has to be more assertive. But I think that it's the coach's responsibility to put him in position to assert himself. And that's like you said, they put him at the top of the key, and he started making good passes and stuff like that. Why did they go away from that? I have no idea, because what happened was that's when I felt like when I came on the show, I said if the Knicks play like that, they can win a championship. Because of the fact that, and I said this yesterday, and I teach shooting. Look, when you move the ball like this and somebody catch it and just shoot without thinking, that's what we were seeing the Knicks do. So that's why the ball was going in like that. That means our confidence all was on that high level. And I even had confidence that as soon as I seen you open to give you the ball. and you had confidence to shoot it right away. So when you know shot timing, it goes in because you're not thinking about it. You just using your mechanics, and with shot timing, that's what make your shot go in if you just turn your wrist without even thinking. Right? So
Right.
Knicks had that energy. Oh, who that? Shamit? Who that had? We was playing the footage when Clarkson just shoveled it right to him. He just bang, knocked it right down. It was no hesitation. So to me, for them to leave off of that, now we're seeing the basketball that we saw before they went to that, where it's more do you, I do me, do you type of a thing. Not really the whole game because they do run plays. But as far as Carl Towns making those plays with guys cutting back door and taking Brunson off I didn't really see that yesterday.
I didn't either. In all fairness, I was very disappointed that it, and especially at the end, it just became like a broken record to the point where I was just like, I'm turning this off because I cannot believe that we've come this far and this is the route that we're taking. We know that this method doesn't work. We know that. We know that. Will, like, how many times I think maybe like the first 7 shows straight, and you can please, inform me if I'm incorrect. I think it was about 7 times I kept saying this. And I remember I was thinking, well, is it template
You did
coaching?
though.
Like,
You asked me. You said, "Will, can they do that?" And I was like, "They could, Chris, but I don't think they will." Could they
right.
start sharing the ball? I was like, "Chris, if it ain't broke, don't fix it." That's the type of mind frame it be, right? Because they was already getting far with it. But you made a lot of sense. You know why? Because we never got as far as this and what they did and how they swept everybody. And it was something new that we were seeing and we didn't really understand what it was. And then when I realized, I said, oh, that's kind of like what we were saying, where if they just really shared a rock. But it was crazy because if Brunson is the point, but the shooting guard, he can't bring it up, run around, and get it back. I said that on the show. It don't look right, right? But then they put Towns up there, and they found the way to maneuver it. And they always getting off because what it creates is a breakdown of defenses, and then it creates a ball swing. And not only that, those little backdoor passes that Towns just throw for these guys, Bridges and them to get layups, that kind of activates those guys to do other things, to get steals, and to make threes for us. But being that they're not getting those little layups being involved in the game, they're not giving us those other things that they would give us too. And we spoke about that. If you're not touching the rock and you just out there, are you giving 100% in other areas the guy is doing? If it's not working, it make you not play as hard because you feel like the
Uh-huh.
strategy is not working. They shouldn't be having the ball over there that long. All these guys have great common sense of general knowledge and basketball as well. So, Chris, I got a
To
question
be,
for you. No,
yes.
give me your take on that, and then I'm gonna give you my question. Then I got a
No,
question
I
for you.
don't really have a take. I was just gonna say, and I felt like I saw some frustration too with that in the third quarter because it was happening in the third quarter and in the fourth quarter. I felt like Mikal Bridges was like I think I seen him like a couple of times, like I'm open, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, we don't have this game. Like it's
But
not gonna
that's
be a
my
sweep, and that's
problem with
that's
him.
fine.
That's my problem with him. You got to say
I
you
know you told
open
me.
and you a shooting guard and you can't
Yeah.
go get the ball. Like, you know how many shooting guards bring up the ball and just create their own shot? But I'm not going to
Yep.
make this about him because
Yeah,
it's
we
not
not.
really fair. It's not fair, and I'm always going to be fair. You know why? Because, look, he had a great game in San Antonio. He had
Yes,
20
he did.
points. So you can't expect him, but I just didn't like the 2 points in that much minutes, and then
I
you put
hate
yourself
that.
in foul trouble, bro. It's okay. If you do one or two, and then one they did on you, that's like they exaggerated the call. Okay, you still have to take accountability for the ones you did that put you on the bench, and that's just fair. Now, look, I got a question. Do you think Madison Square Garden and Celebrity Row and Jay-Z being in the building and A-list celebrities being in the building put pressure on the Knicks yesterday? Because last thing I'm going to say on that is this. Now the Knicks won't be able to win at home. You notice that, right? Right?
Yes,
It's a lot of things that came out of yesterday that people aren't realizing.
they're like overlooking.
Game 7 is gonna be in San Antonio. Look at how it go. Next game's in the Garden. That's gonna be 2-2. Then it goes 1-1-1.
Yep.
So how can they win it on their floor? You see what I'm trying to show you?
Yeah.
Right. They trying to. It's already like it's crazy. So did the fans and everybody play? I want you to answer that first. Save your question. Answer that. Do you think the fans and everything put pressure on what they have to accomplish and pull off for New York City and the way everybody's acting right now? Like, you had to be there 2 hours before the game. My mother was at that game. You had to be there 2 hours before the game because they had a special security guard check. They had it's bananas.
And let's not forget the United States. The president of the United States was there as well.
President is there as well. Was this good for the Knicks, or did it put pressure on them?
Yes and no. And hear me out, because I know like this is contention. I was happy to see that Donald Trump he actually fell asleep at the game. He wasn't doing anything outlandish. He did. You know, he's an elder man now at this point.
Poor Donald.
Yeah, like go home, go to bed. Okay, so did I feel like there was like some power and intensity coming from his presence? No, I did not, and I was actually shocked to see that. But to your point, yes, I do think that is putting pressure on them, the celebrity row, because the celebrity row plus I'm sure that they're privy to what's happening in the streets. Josh Hart said the other day, I'm actually afraid for New York City because we're going to need some reinforcements if we do get the chip. So, yes, I do think that it does, but I think that they could take that energy and turn it into motivation. Easier said than done. But in all fairness, there was more celebrities there than ever before that I have seen. But like,
that's not New Yorkers. That's not real
it's
fans.
not.
I mean, celebrities entitled to buy the tickets. Whoever buy the ticket is entitled, though. Let's be fair. You can afford it, you deserve your seat, right? We understand.
That's fair, right?
We're not gonna hate on you because you can afford the ticket price, right?
Right.
But like I said, the fans aren't really the fans, though. But go ahead. I want you to finish that.
If it were me, I would say yes. You know, it's already bad enough that we got the 53 years thing going on for us. We got all of this hoopla, the city, they done painted the subway. It's just, I would feel, but I gotta give it to my guys. I feel they've been handling it well, and they are able to handle it. But I think to be there live and living Technicolor is like different. Yeah. Whereas like these people are dependent.
Scaring them to death.
Yeah. I hate that. You know, because all I need to see is the Knicks get the chip. And but yes, if it were me, I can handle some pressure. Like I'll be panini pressed, and I can still get things done.
You see what Prophet said? The YNs ain't even old enough. And it's not only the YNs, it's the Brooklyn Net fans and the Washington Wizard fans. I know who y'all
But that's a good point that you made, Will. I didn't even think about that. I never
Yeah, they
even
trying to make
considered
our
that.
fan base look bad because look, the Knicks fans who stayed with the Knicks, and I want to clip this. The loyal fans who still went to Knicks games and supported the Knicks that wasn't doing nothing for so long. And I know you may think that give them reason to go. No, we talking about older people that's not in that type of time, and they was good older people because they wasn't rushing the organization to make better decisions, which they wasn't doing for a very long time. So these people that's doing this stuff is not real Knicks fans, and we shouldn't jack it. Like, I ain't going front. I don't even want to go to a parade with those kind of people. So y'all got it.
And see, that's
Y'all got it.
crazy because
Y'all
you were
got it. Like,
saying
I don't care.
you
I
were
don't
saying
care.
I'll
I
go to the
supported
parade.
way before y'all came along, and I'm not gonna be mad, bro. Have a good time. Deep down inside, I know y'all not real Knicks fans, bro. And the ones that's out there chasing people, it ain't about Spurs. It was to the Sixers. It was to Hawks. Those aren't Knicks fans neither. Those aren't the real Knicks fans. I see in front the Garden all these big dudes, this dudes. Bro, you would have been noticeable 2 years ago. I never saw you. You would have been noticeable a year ago. I would have remembered you. I never saw y'all. I'll be in the city every other day. Knicks games, we in the building. They play J Boogie song on the thing. Half of these Knicks fans aren't real fans acting crazy, and it's nasty. I've been a real Knicks fan regardless of who, what, playing, whatever. I don't want to go to a parade with people like that. I'm sorry, because it's like 40-60. It's not 60 of us. It's not 60% of real Knicks fans doing that. The real Knicks fans that's that age is too old to be outside, and they celebrating wherever they at. To be fair, when you do your math, these dudes don't know Oakley. And yeah, we older, so we just happen to know, right? We just not bandwagon fans here. A lot of these kids follow players. They probably was LeBron fan. They probably was all type of teams. You look in their closet, they got jerseys of like 4 teams. You look in my closet, it's only Knicks. It's only Knicks gear. And my nephew Castle. That's because that's family. So we real loyal to who we stand by as a team. And I'm not going to over-gloat or over-say everything is right that we do when we have a bunch of fake people supporting something that's not really real. I'm going to really say what I feel. If y'all letting this go on, that's just how I feel. I'm not jacking it because it's not like people are coming in acting like we don't know that what's going on. It's like I'm doing some weird stuff and I'm not even being humble about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I'm being weird and I don't care. I'm weird. Everybody know. My mans and them know last year I was repping Nets. My man is on my Instagram, my Facebook. Bro, that's weird as fuck to me. That shows your character, bro. You just want to be on a winning squad. You would sell your soul to be on a winning team no matter what you do. And I don't want to party with people like that. I don't care who go. That's your opinion. I don't want to stop nobody from their kind of enjoyment. I said the best thing I probably would do is go over there on one of them buildings where they got the balconies where you could chill and eat and sit there and look and chill. That's the best thing I might do. But I don't want to walk around with fake fans and walk around with people that's just coming to jump on the success train. I don't like that. That's just when the project you grow up, you gotta be loyal. You can't switch crews, man. You can't hang with this crew for all this time and get the information and go talk about it over there. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't in the NBA getting traded and playing, you can't do this kind of shit that y'all doing. I'm sorry. And I just wanted to get that out because it's nasty work, man. And it's sad that I got to miss out on celebrating my team because a bunch of fake fans is overdoing it. They cancel all the watch parties. And everywhere. And why do they have a fucking watch party at the Barclay? This is proof of what I'm saying, bro. This is proof. And I want y'all to clip this. This is hard will. Like, this is proof. A watch party at the Barclay? So that's proof that all y'all Brooklyn fans is Knicks fans now? I'm not jacking it. Sorry. Y'all was all big on Brooklyn when they had KD and Kyrie, remember? Nah, we ain't jacking that, bro. We was glad that they didn't come here, and y'all thought we was stupid for that. So now y'all spinning the block, and y'all love Brunson, y'all love Bridges, y'all love Hart. No, y'all don't.
You never showed them love.
So it's not about the players. So what y'all really doing? What y'all doing? Y'all don't like the players. It's because we about to win or we won the East. Now you want to be on a winning team after you've been team chasing all your life. That's the weirdest shit ever. But fine. Y'all young dudes that's doing that, if you young, cool, be a Knicks fan, but just stay with your team, bro. I ain't going to disrespect the youngest. If you're going to be a Knicks fan, be a real fan, stay with the Knicks. But don't be out here acting crazy and silly. Knicks fans, the real fans where I come from, they didn't teach us like that. Because we wasn't really winning like that anyway in my era, so we had no reason to act crazy, but we still wouldn't have. That's the point I'm making. We came up against Jordan and all that. It's different. And you see the youngins we going to have to play against for the next 10 years? Because Bridges had 2 points in 28 minutes, and Harper came right in and dunked on somebody and had 2 points. He been in the league for 1 year. Castle 2. Wemby 3. Go figure what I'm saying. Call up Leon Rose and tell him to call Ding. Call Ding from Westchester and put him on the floor because NBA teams is bringing guys from college, putting them right on the floor. That's the advantage of the NBA. Not guys who've been in college for 5 years and then in the NBA for 5 years and they still getting cooked on the floor. We're not talking about when y'all play team ball and y'all look good together because y'all got to do that. We have to do that to win this thing. But individually, if Bridges saying, I'm open, man, go get the ball and get in your bag. Because you got 1 and 2 year players doing that right now in the finals. And this is what I've been saying all along. Cool, I said I wasn't going to go in. Son had a good game the other night, and I wanted to make it clear. You do that, but I said this. If my friends is fighting and they've already beating everybody up, it's easy for me to punch a couple people. But if they getting their ass kicked and I'm standing right here, am I going to come and start airing it out or hitting somebody with a bat or something and take over back again and we going to win this fight? Because that's what we needed yesterday. And that's what I'm saying. And if you don't have a bag, you're going to have to wait in the corner. You see? For it. Because you can't go and just say, pat, 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 and get in the paint and give us a bucket or get to the line. But that's what these kids are doing. So that's why I said they need to bring Ding up from Westchester. Bring some young blood in here from college that's going to get right on the floor and get minutes. You sitting these guys. Kolek can play. You just basically diminished his career because it's guys that was in college with him that's on the floor right now.
Yep.
Even if he's not starting, he'll be playing. So basically, the people we draft, they're getting buried, and they're not gonna get better. Because we are dreaming on guys who are already who they are. They already reached their ceiling because of their age. And Brunson is a great player. He's just like I ain't gonna say somebody was talking to me today, and they said that we was talking. Not even gonna repeat it because it's so preposterous. But when a player is very good. And another player is very good. What do we go to next? We go to defense. Does he play defense or does he play? If one of them play defense, then that player is better than that player. If they offense is on the same level or we can't, it's debatable on who's better. Then we go to defense and go what else they could do. We have to break down everything. We're not going to leave out anything, right? If this guy plays D and he don't, but their offense is so close, then that guy's better than him. That's an easy thing to figure out. That's what we was talking about earlier. And I think a lot of time when I talk to us Knicks fans, we think with our Knicks fandom because our team is like our relatives to us. Like, that's my little cousin. But it's really not. I'm just a fan of the Knicks. And when those players get traded, I don't even follow those players anymore. I'm a fan of the Knicks and some of the players. To be fair, that's a good assessment on how I feel. And I want them to win because they deserve it. The city does.
Yeah, I agree. I really couldn't have said that better myself. It's really sickening.
So you're doing a good job
it's
too.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, it's really sickening to see. Will like it just looks weird. I mean, I don't know. You said it. I can't add nothing to take nothing away to what you said because that's just the truth. I just hope tomorrow's Wednesday, that we show up like how we supposed to show up because the Spurs showed up like how they're supposed to show up. So I think we need to gather understanding, have like a seek to understand moment,
Mm-hmm.
and create an assessment of what happened and say, okay, this is where we can improve, or at the very least, go back to doing what we was doing, because this is not going to work.
I think they are though, because they
You
can't
think they're gonna
change
go
too
back?
much. It's like, yeah, no, because look, they can't bring in anything new, right? And they're not gonna change too much of like the
Right,
lineups and
right.
stuff. So
We
they're
are in the
gonna go
finals.
right back to what you're saying, to what we were doing, hopefully, because that was working. If it's not broke, don't fix it.
Why we fix it?
Why we fix it if it's not broke? But like you said in your take, they were on a long win streak. They broke NBA history, so they did have to lose eventually.
They had to.
And being
They
that
had
they
to.
got it off now, that's not as bad as some of our fans are looking at it. It's not as bad because sometimes if you get the loss at the right time and you got to deal with adversity, it could make you go up from there. Because now if you go the other way, then the whole series could shift. But this is another great point I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna play the video, and then we out of here. But our went pretty fast because I think, when we up here, it goes great. But look, the Spurs and the Knicks look like they both having problems playing at home. The Spurs beat OKC on the road in Game 7, but they lost to OKC the game before that in Game 6 in San Antonio, because it goes 1-1-1 in the last 3 games, as far as where the location is, right? So to me, it looks like the pressure is on both teams trying to see, if I'm trying to do it so bad for you, it could cause pressure. You won't play as loose. So in basketball, if you're trying too hard to not just to impress, but to make the fans have a good night, that could become a pressure that we don't really look at for players. And like you mentioned, Chris, Celebrity Row, Jay-Z, the president, all in one room, that's a lot of star power. So you just have to think about that and say, yeah, that was a lot of pressure for those guys. I tip my hat to those guys because they still had a chance to win the game. OG hit a tough 3 in the corner. Brunson came down and hit a big 3. I said, man, these guys don't go away. If Fox wouldn't have hit that shot, and that was after Castle's big shot, I thought sealed it, but Fox still had to hit another shot. So let's give the Knicks their credit, even though they lost. They are relentless.
They are. And they're resilient.
I think that the Knicks had the ball bounces for this whole streak because so long we wasn't having no luck.
Say that.
And we finally had some luck, but it's not going to last for the whole end of the NBA Finals. So we had to get it better now than later. Think about what I'm saying, because that loss could have been at a time where it could have been, and maybe that's kind of far-fetched little, but they still have to lose. So I'm just saying, let's get it out the way and focus back up on what you guys have to do. And
I think it'll make them better. I'm sorry. I think that it'll make them better.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they need to just try not to focus on the responsibility and focus on their responsibility on the court.
That's what we always
They have
said.
a huge responsibility to bring this back to the city, and they have a responsibility of what they have to handle on the floor as well. So it's hard to separate the two. So leave the other stuff out. You can't control it. You can't be a fan. You can't be none of that stuff. I told you, my nephew, they turn their phones off. They do all type of stuff to stay focused. He said he got to get certain grapes. He got to get before the game. It's these guys, they don't want to be distracted. They want to get in their most comfortable. And Knicks fans don't make it easy for our players to get comfortable. What this shit is weird. Like you said, what Josh Hart said, yo, they going to need this. We could mess it up. See, they don't think that we don't think that we could mess it up. But it's not won yet. How you celebrating like this before you win? Do you think that could mess it up for you, Chris? Like just giving another last question. I know it's hard for you to say, and I don't want to point out bad things, but I'm just trying to show things that I feel are just not right to the players
Yeah, I
and
think
to
you're
what
just
they're
critically
trying to do.
thinking,
I'm just
and
saying
I
what the
think you're
players are
right.
trying to do is not
Uh
fair
huh.
to them. That's all.
It's not. It's not. It's not. For them to have to see it, I hope that they don't see it. But in some way, I'm
Wow,
sure
they
it gets
got
back to
phones.
them. Exactly. And we're at home, so they see it. Like I just felt like as a city and as a unit that we would demonstrate a little bit more decorum. As New
Hmm.
Yorkers, and especially with the optics of everything. But unfortunately, like to your point, and I think it's a great point, and I hope that we clip it. Those are not real
Hmm.
fans. They're not. That's the reason why they're not demonstrating decorum, because you're not authentic. You're not real. So I hope that we could get out of all that distraction, put that to the side. Even if the president appears again tomorrow, I don't think he will, but
Hmm.
whatever. Just get into the game. Please. We're in the finals. We don't have any time. Our margin of error doesn't even exist.
Right.
You
We
have to
got to we got to
take the
we got to
shot
get back. Got to
right,
get back
because
on
you
track
miss
fast.
100% of the shots that you don't take. If you don't take it, then you missed it. Take the shot. Make make the plays. Like I don't want to hear anything. I just want them to go because I know that they can. I
Hmm.
know that they can.
But it's the way
So
you
that's
said it though. It's the way you said that they can. You got it. You said it. The way we shifted to the team ball, however they did it by moving Towns to that high post. It took Brunson off the ball and it gave other guys touches. So I think that was the key that made them go on that win streak because I told you earlier, when you see guys shooting right off the catch, Chris, like that, and it's going
uh-huh.
in, and it's more than one teammate, it's bench players. You talking Shammy, you talking McBride. We played 3 clips here when they were shooting threes. That was looking like great basketball. So yesterday, the problem was, even Mike Brown said it in the press. By the time Brunson finished dribbling and he passed it, the other guy's dribbling, not knowing what he gonna do, and guys ain't moving. See, when Towns was at the high post, guys is moving backs back, cutting back door, setting picks for each other, moving. It was no movement. It was like they was a little bit shocked. But my thing is, this is how NBA always go. You always still in the game. You always got to just keep playing, right? They still had a chance to win when it was down by 2 points when Fox hit the 2-pointer. So, with that being said, if they just realize if you just keep playing, you still can win. That's why I was kind of saying I don't want to hear this ref shit and not to slight anybody's opinion on what they seen because they seen something that I probably didn't see. Right? To be fair, but both teams go through that, and if you still have a chance to win, you're supposed to win. I look at the turnovers, and I look at the stats of what players that start had, and that showed me why they didn't win. To be fair, and the refs ain't perfect. That's what that review is for. And like you said, bring it to the office review. If Wimby's wrong, hit him with what he's supposed to get hit with. I'm cool with that too. Because anything flagrant or personal for no reason isn't supposed to be.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be
But we don't
tolerated.
know what he did. Did he grab his jersey? We don't know. That's how it always is. All right, that's my last take. Great show. You got anything you want to say? I'm gonna play a little bit of this last video, but then after that, we out of here. We did an hour and 9 minutes. It went quick. I'm glad to be back on. We'll be back on real soon, you guys. We're gonna try to catch a time when someone else isn't live. I gotta pay more attention to that because it seems like I think I know who it is. A couple people that are in the same community that go live, or they might be live right now. Then there's less people in our chat. So next show, it's not that I really care about that because we're gonna do good on our views anyway. But I'm talking about to show them courtesy and just come on at our time so people can enjoy all the content. It's like airing a good show when another good show is airing. That don't really make sense. So I'm gonna look when they going live to make sure we not live when they live, and I'm not even gonna say their name. But great show, Chris. You
Thanks,
always
Will.
do a good job, but you're getting better. I just want to say that live.
Thank you.
And I am proud of the Knicks, regardless of what. Like I said, I just like the fact that they can't disrespect the Knicks, you know, identity-wise. We've been in that place for a long time, and if you know that, then you should be grateful of what we are now. That they got grips of it, and it looks like a good product because we attracting all these stragglers. You get what I mean? If you can extract stragglers, you are attractive. You look good. You're doing your thing. Everybody wants to be down with you. Everybody wants to be a fan of you. That's how it is in life. It's fickle.
Sure is.
All night, the castle of House Stefan finally tapped into his 2014 Kawhi timing. And holy shit! Spurs Knicks game 3 was fucking. Every game is drunker than the last. Holy shit! Spurs Knicks last. Holy shit! Spurs Knicks.
Somebody spray painted that on a New York City street. So I had to get that and share that with the Knicks fans. Protect your Knicks heart. And it's like a New York sign in a heart. All right, let's get into the video.
Every game is drunker than the last. Holy shit. Spurs Knicks game 3 was fucking mental. Motherfuckers blocked off half the state to make sure Donald Trump was safe during nap time. You had every New York bad bitch, Epstein client, and washed up actor courtside in the Garden tonight. Mike Green yelled bang on 2 separate occasions with the president 20 feet away. Charles Barkley was analyzing Cardi's D's on the halftime show. And Fat Joe was talking about the Statue of Liberty getting pregnant on live TV. The game just ended with the entire NYPD being deployed to protect one man. Right now, we have The Purge being recorded in 4K tonight. A Spurs game doesn't start until they blow a double-digit lead, so let's just jump straight to the second quarter. New York Magnet bench ball is a greater force than that Pacer shit last year. I'm watching Grand Theft Avocado drill step back middies over string bin I-beam while Joshua fucking Hart turned into the most accurate shooter that Trump has ever, OG Anunoby had the clock turned back to 2019 all night. The castle of House Stefan finally tapped into his 2014 Kawhi timing and dragged them Spurs with him all through the third and into the fourth. San Antonio might have choked.
Yeah.
That's a lot going on in that video.
But shit was just different in the Garden tonight. Oh boy, them lights were bright as fuck, but my young Spurs put their heads down and fought this shit out. Spurs up 4 with 2 minutes left, and Wemby deep in Cat's litter box. But lower the drawbridge and give that ball to the castle and brace for cannon fire.
Bang! Stephon Castle from three-point range.
Oh fuck yeah, that's the dagger. Good night, New York. Anybody but
I
him.
know people don't want to see that. Knicks fans don't want to see that. Let me move it up.
Fucking shit.
Oh my God, he finally came through. Mr. Fox, I love you so much. San Antonio are going to hand the Knicks their first loss in 2 months.
In the corner, fires away, three-pointer.
Oh, sweet heavenly Pookie, the Spurs are sending a 21-year-old with the fate of the franchise on his shoulders to stare down the craziest environment, city, and finals history to ice this shit.
Look, I think look, my last take, like I said, we out of here, but I'm happy that I get to see a good series. And I think if it go to 7, may the best team win. I think we all deserve 7 games. And I know we wanted a sweep. Knicks fans wanted a sweep. They thought a sweep. That's over with. So if you said Knicks in 5 or Knicks in 6, what's the difference in getting one more game? If you feel like the Knicks is better, roll the ball out on game 7. And that's going to be who came to play that day to win the championship. That could be either way. That's why it's game 7. You know, it's going to show who's prepared, who's been preparing, who's really better, everything. If the Knicks get them out of there before that or vice versa, then, like I said, congratulations to them. Like I said, I want the Knicks to win for the city. I don't want to disappoint the city. I think the city is going to be disappointed because they already celebrating. And regardless of how they want to go about it with the fan thing I spoke of, I don't even want them to go through that, man. So we out of here. Have a good night. We see you guys soon. Another great episode. We see you guys probably what's tomorrow? I don't know. I ain't gonna say a day now because then y'all be trying to hold us on that shit.